Question: what is the fundamental principle of double entry bookkeeping? Option: each transaction affects only one account. Each transaction is recorded twice as both a debit and a credit. Each transaction affects only the cash account. Each transaction is recorded only in a journal. Each transaction is recorded twice as both a debit and a credit. In double entry bookkeeping, which accounts are affected when a company purchases inventory on credit? Options: cash and inventory, inventory and accounts payable, inventory and accounts receivable, cash and accounts receivable. Inventory and accounts payable. What does the term debit signify in double entry bookkeeping? Option: an increase in any account, a decrease in any account, an increase in assets or expenses, and a decrease in liabilities, equity, or revenue. A decrease in assets or expenses and an increase in liabilities, equity, or revenue. An increase in assets or expenses and a decrease in liabilities, equity, or revenue. In double entry accounting, what is the effect of a credit entry? Options: it always increases the account balance, it always decreases the account balance, it increases liabilities, equity, or revenue and decreases assets or expenses, it increases assets or expenses and decreases liabilities, equity, or revenue. It increases liabilities, equity, or revenue and decreases assets or expenses. Which financial statement is primarily affected by double entry bookkeeping? Options: income statement, cash flow statement, balance sheet, statement of retained earnings. Balance sheet. What is the purpose of a general ledger in double entry accounting? Options: to record only cash transactions, to prepare tax returns, to summarize all transactions by account, to track inventory levels. To summarize all transactions by account. When a company pays off a loan, which accounts are affected in double entry bookkeeping? Options: cash and loans payable and accounts receivable, cash and accounts payable and accounts receivable. Cash and loans payable. What is the effect on the accounting equation when services are performed on account? Options: assets increase and revenues decrease. Assets increase and liabilities increase. Assets increase and equity increases. Liabilities increase and revenue decrease. Assets increase and equity increases. In double entry bookkeeping, what is recorded on the debit side? Options: only expenses, only revenues, increases in assets and expenses, and decreases in liabilities and equity. Decreases in assets and expenses and increases in liabilities and equity. Increases in assets and expenses and decreases in liabilities and equity. Which of the following is not a part of the double entry bookkeeping system? Options: journal entries, ledger account, single entry records, trial balance. Single entry records. What does the term trial balance refer to in double entry bookkeeping? Options: a list of all transactions recorded during a period, a summary of all cash transactions, a report that lists the balances of all ledger accounts, a statement showing the company's financial position. A report that lists the balances of all ledger accounts. When a company receives cash from a customer for a previous credit sale, which accounts are affected? Option: cash and sales, cash and account receivable, sales and account receivable, accounts receivable and revenue. Cash and accounts receivable. In double entry bookkeeping, what is the normal balance of an asset account? Options: debit, credit, neither debit nor credit, both debit and credit. Debit. Which of the following accounts typically has a credit balance? Options: cash, accounts payable, inventory, rent expense. Accounts payable. What is the main purpose of a journal entry in double entry accounting? Options: to record transaction chronologically, to prepare financial statements, to track inventory levels, to manage payroll. To record transaction chronologically.